Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So every single year, I always do my New Year's resolution, try to get healthy and things like that. And one of them is simply to always drink more water because, of course, water is the elixir of life. I do okay for a while, and some days are better than others. But at the same time, we all have our bad days too. But imagine having to drink 20 liters of water a day just to stay alive. That is the title of today's video, guys. It says I have to drink 20 liters of water a day to stay alive. That is absolutely unbelievable. I have no idea why that is, so we are gonna hop into this video and find out why. I cannot imagine just like the toll it would take on your mind to have to do that. So here we go.
Set amongst the forested hills and natural beauty of northwest Germany lies the medieval city of Bielefeld.
Sounds like a damn Skyrim
It's home
city.
to 36-year-old architect and tour guide Mark Wubenhorst. He may look healthy, but he suffers from one of the world's rarest conditions.
Okay. He got his water on him, I see. Damn, dude, that's a lot. Whew.
This is a lot of water to many others, but to me it's only the water for 1 month.
Wow,
so it's 500
dude.
liters, I would say.
That's one.
Mark is constantly thirsty and must drink at least 20 liters of water a day just to stay alive.
After 1.5 hours, I will feel extreme thirst. Then my lips get dry.
So does he wake up to drink water?
Thirst I feel is very intense.
He will be going to see a specialist to find out if there's anything he can do to relieve his symptoms.
He's 35. He's got to know it by now. That's not something you just wait on.
It all started back when Mark's mother noticed that he was always thirsty and would constantly urinate, and she became worried and took him for some tests. Her worst fears were realized when she was told that Mark was born with an inherited, incurable, and life-threatening disorder.
What's it called?
A normal person needs to drink maybe 1.5 or 2 liters a day, and I have to drink 20 liters water
Wow,
a day.
that is.
to
How many
stay
gallons is
alive.
that? I should know that.
I can last without water 1.5 up to 2 hours.
Growing up with this condition was a nightmare for Mark. His symptoms were often misunderstood.
When I was a school kid, we went into the bus with a can. The bus drivers said, okay, you can't drink beer in the bus. And I said, hello, it's just a bottle of water or Coke.
It's a constant struggle to make sure he stays hydrated. Repeated episodes of severe dehydration could result in seizures and brain damage.
Yeah, just like the
I
toll, having to
will
do
get
that.
very high fever and dizziness, can't remember things, and I do not know in extreme where I am and who I am.
Mark suffers from an incredibly rare disorder known as renal diabetes insipidus, or nephrogenic diabetes insipidus.
I think he's got the whole bowl by him, too.
Although the term diabetes is in the name, this condition is not related to type 1 or type 2 diabetes.
Why is he called that? Name it something different.
Rather, it is caused by a defect in Mark's kidneys, which aren't responding to the hormone responsible for water retention. As a result, Mark must drink excessive amounts of water to live.
I need water every 1.5 hours, and I need to go to the toilet maybe 1.5 hours. So sometimes I use the tree, sometimes the toilet. I wake up in the night, and then I go to the toilet and go back and
That would be
sleep
the most
again.
torturous part, is having to keep
So
on
you
waking up.
can say, okay, maybe it's 20 times a day, or 18 times.
Mark is at the mercy of his illness.
I'm always tired, so if I work or not, that's a side effect. And then sometimes when I go to work and come back very exhausted, I go to bed and sleep then, and sometimes it lasts 3 or 4 days.
Today, Mark is making the 2.5-hour journey from his home in Bielefeld to the capital, Berlin.
I would just think he would have done this a long time ago. 35. It's been a problem since he was a kid.
I'm
So,
going to see Dr. Sprengner, who is an expert in
say Jerry Springer.
all the stuff which has to do with kidneys. I hope he has some new answers to old questions.
Heading up the hormone clinic at Berlin's charity hospital and an expert in renal diabetes insipidus is Dr. Spranger.
Mark's condition is very interesting. It's a very rare condition. Unfortunately, we do not have a very good treatment for those patients. Not to say we cannot cure it, but we not even have a reasonable treatment for those patients.
Renal diabetes insipidus is a genetic mutation that stops the kidneys reacting to the hormone ADH, which regulates humans' water metabolism.
Back in biology class.
As the kidneys don't respond to the hormone, they miss the signal to absorb water, causing excessive urination, thirst, and dehydration.
Mark is like well in the moment, but if he doesn't have access to water, the situation can become very critical and very fast over time, and that is at the end life-threatening. So what can I do for you today?
My GP
Yeah?
in Bielefeld told me that diuretics could be useful for me. What I read is that diuretics normally would blow all the water out, which is the opposite I want.
And you're absolutely right, the diuretics usually increase the excretion of water.
Diuretics are normally used to treat high blood pressure. They increase the amount of salt and water that is passed by the kidneys. Less salt in the body may also reduce the urge to expel urine. It's an experimental treatment, but Mark has nothing
So
to
I'm not
lose.
talking much, guys. I find this like really interesting.
But
though.
in your situation, there is a dramatic increased excretion of water, so about 20 liters per day. Usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks to see whether there is an effect or not. So I would recommend to move on with that, try, and see whether it works.
A few weeks later, the diuretics seem to be working. Mark doesn't wake up in the night to go to the toilet
Why did
as
it take him
often as he
35
used to.
years to do this?
He's less tired and now has enough energy to pursue his hobbies and a social life. With control over some of the side effects of the disorder, Mark has a positive outlook.
People with special needs have their fun and their plays and whatever, and it's not all about being disabled. And the thing is, we are normal people, so
Okay, so I guess that's just my big issue with this is like, it sounds like a horrible thing. Like, I can't even imagine. I mean, 20 liters of water a day, and just all the times you have to wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night, or just, you know, anything you do, you probably couldn't even go through an entire movie. I guess the good thing is a lot of situations you can have water with you, but even so, just like having to do it or you're going to get extremely sick, I just can't imagine that lifestyle right there. But I don't know. I guess another question I have too is that I don't understand how in this 35 years of this happening to him, you know, like the dehydration obviously is a horrible thing that happened, but also there's too much of a good thing, and I would feel like 20 liters of water would just destroy your body because, you know, you can drink too much water. It's definitely a thing out there. And it's like, it sounds like his kidneys were not registering the fact that he was drinking water. So it's like he's still putting it in his body, but his body doesn't know he's doing it. Therefore, that's where the thirst comes from. So I kind of like relate that to what if somebody has like an eating disorder where they're eating just, their appetite can never get suppressed. So they're just eating and eating and eating constantly, man, 20, 30 pounds of food a day. I mean, I don't know how much it would be, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just the hunger never gets satisfied, so they keep on doing it. And over time, they're going to get extremely overweight or they're going to have horrible health issues. So I don't know this man's medical history, but I would just feel like that much water every single day, it would just wreck you in some way. And I don't know why it took 35 years, but I'm happy the guy found a cure just because that's horrible, guys. So hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I'm starting to react to some different things outside of the basketball world, just because sometimes I kind of feel like doing that. So hope you all enjoyed, man. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.